Everybody can enter the bayou, but not everyone can leave. So I've decided to invite 5 of the best hunters that have escaped plenty of times. Let me introduce you to my first hunter. Meet the veteran. He knows his way around and has seen what no hunter could imagine. He didn't bother dressing for the occasion, and he's my first ace. He trusts only what he's held in his hands. His Kraak rifle, his revolver, and equipment that he knows will not fail him in any situation whatsoever. The rules are simple. Each hunter has to reach level 50. And if they fail to do so, they lose everything. Back to zero. No exceptions. I forgot to mention, this achievement requires you to have 5 hunters reach the maximum level of 50, so I've recruited these 5. Don't worry, you'll get to know them down the path. Now, let's stop wasting time and get inside the bayou, shall we? The veteran knows rushing for the bounty is suicide. It'll just get you unwanted attention and get you killed. His goal was to kill as many hunters as he could run into. If he ran into the bounty holders, he would bite and would let go. Well, let's see how his hunt went now. The first hunt was quiet, and nothing out of the ordinary. We got our first clue to make the area to look for hunters tighter and smaller, before hearing the first shootout. Getting near, the hunters already found their target and started to banish it, and received the bounty, so I had to act fast or get lost. Sneaking near and inside of the cave, I hear and spot a hunter which resulted in my first kill. Unfortunately, this wasn't the bounty holder, so I decided to do the next logical step and hunt down my bounty. I try to run after him, and on my way I find a dead hunter and find out he's in the forest. I knew it will be near impossible to spot him until his white shirt sabotaged him. It was a mouse chase from there. We were circling right back to where we began. He nearly caught me off guard. I managed to push him into a hut with one exit only and took my chances. Before finally getting my last shot, securing my second kill. The veteran doesn't celebrate, he reloads. With the trade Necromancer, he managed to resurrect himself from the dead and get away faster than I could realize. But I wouldn't let that slide. He tried to flank me, but I tracked him down with my dark side before getting my final shot. Thankfully, his perk only works once, so he burned it away. Considering it was late into the hunt, I felt safe running through the open areas and getting out of there. Let's see how the second hunt went. The second hunt was pretty impactful and full of action. I was joined by my watchman. Sadly, Shadowplay stopped recording by itself for some reason, so I only have the last 2 minutes of the hunt, which I'll let play out. But to give a little bit of explanation and context, we spawned near the grizzly log where the bounty was, which we killed and captured. We then got 3 squads surrounding our building, which we managed to sneak behind and fight off, whilst joined by the second bounty carriers. I sneaked off and extracted my bounty, killing 3 hunters on the way.
Takže házím za náma. Bro, já mám extraction.
Fakt?
20 sekund. 15. 5 sekund. Dobré.
Tak cipnu.
Díky.
The final raid. I've skipped the most boring raids, not because I've died at level 49 before this raid or anything, but because I want to give it the best of the best. Oh, and you should subscribe. I was joined by another watchman, where we've decided to get as much XP as we can thanks to playing trios. They started to investigate the clues to help me narrow my path before encountering our first enemy. My team was trailing behind, so I tried to flank. But then,
A to są dwie składy.
another squad.
Są dwie składy, ale...
I had to act fast, and I had to blow my cover.
Ja sam chcipl na live, by the way. Ja sam safe w zonie.
I fall back and revive my team before fighting the second squad, while the other squad recovers and leaves us alone for now.
Tak na chillu.
I ran across to the dense forest before my teammate alerted me that he was getting flanked.
Tu je dole u mě. Stojí. Tu někde.
My watchman got knocked, and I took the risk of reviving him in the open.
Lewo. Prawo. Lewo. More, Apex si zapnu a jedu.
It paid off.
Bunny hop dám, dívej se.
Next step was hunting down the second enemy.
Vidím ho.
O ten...
Dostal hlavu. Tady je mrtvý.
His second teammate got sniped. A duo. But in that time, both bounties were already claimed. We knew we couldn't just let go. And this might have been a mistake. By the time we got to the lair, we already got action. My watchman started to fall, and reviving wasn't worth my time, as they were in the open, so I fought back.
Nice.
Taking out 2 hunters before facing the third. And yeah, I died. So how did I reach level 50? Before the match, we found a trait called Death Cheat. It lets you die and keep your hunter at half XP, but it was just enough. Level 50. One step closer to the hardest achievement in Hunt. The veteran's calm precision is just the beginning. Meet the Madman, a wild card with the Death Wish. A man who has lost a very, very bad bet. Not only is he dressed like a target, but he can only bring a shotgun with himself, meaning he has to be close and personal. He wants this bet to be over with, so he wants to do it as fast as he possibly can, rushing anything and everything. How will this end? Only his grave will tell. The first couple of hunts were fairly quiet despite him rushing everything. He came, banished the monster, and would take his leave. That was until his next hunt, when he finally got the adrenaline rush he was seeking.
Ja wzaduję.
On ma broku.
Ja też.
My partner in crime falls, so I had to get him back up on his feet.
Pičo.
It was a risky play, but it pays off in the end.
Vyběhal tam, dostal trefu.
Dostal jsem peníze.
Tu je. Dole. Za tebou, Domi, za tebou.
Další na hře.
Nice.
Another squad decided to pay us a visit.
Nice, mrtvý.
No więc ja jsem rozjebal tamto, takže se schovej když tak. Ideálně.
They've realized that this was an unwinnable fight. After all, a man with 2 shotguns is dangerous to approach, so they ran. We've decided to do the same and go to the extract.
Právě. A ještě pičo.
Před nama, před nama, před nama, před nama. Dead.
Nice.
And honestly, I'll be transparent. This is how most of my raids went. A lot of fights just to have a big pause in between. But this one was just too good to not show you. We were approaching the train yard, a settlement with 2 clues to make it easier for us, before I heard some crowds getting startled behind us. As I got down, one of them got near and thankfully they weren't that good. So we hunt for the next one. My partner thought it would be a good idea to get on the roof. And he got shot down. Thankfully, I had a nasty angle on them. Happy with my victory, I loot the hunters and hear a fuse go off.
Kdybych cipl, tak se zabiju. Mám jeden health bar poslatý.
After that, my partner finished the job. And we went to fight the Scrap Bee, a boss who steals all the loose loot around the settlement and drops it once you damage it. After banishing it, a fight started to break out outside of the settlement. We didn't want to approach it just yet, thinking it was a chaos bomb, something like a decoy grenade in other games. So we waited for the bounty to use the dark side. Seeing it was a real fight, we thought of an approach, and my partner once again thought of getting on the highest vantage point was a great idea. But I can't be too mad at him. I mean, look at me. I tried my best to fight him off, but was starting to get low ammo. Ammo was near level 50, so I didn't take the chances. So I took my 3 hunter kills and escaped, leading into my victorious level 50 with one of the harder hunters. The hardest one has yet to come. The Madman's recklessness leaves bodies behind, but not everyone needs to make noise. Meet the Ghost. Infected, but death won't satisfy him. He's one of many who survived the corruption and sickness that spread across the bayou, and he's damn good at hiding it. Mostly. But he doesn't like the attention. So his favorite guns are those which are silent, making him undetectable. His game plan was simple but boring. Kill as many monsters and cleanse the bayou of corruption and sickness, one monster at a time, alone. His obstacles were bloodthirsty hunters, but he doesn't discriminate. The only problem with this plan was that killing monsters took too long. I killed 2 whole villages worth of monsters and only got a small amount of XP, so I had to step up my killing game. Let me introduce you to meatheads. They're basically budget butchers, one of the bosses. They don't see or hear, but their leeches do. These little critters go after you and bite you, poisoning you, which meathead can feel. So how do you defeat him? Dynamite. Killing one of these rewards you the same amount of XP as killing 15 runs or a single hunter, so let's get to work. With this raid I meet one meathead and was planning to visit the Hellborn, which was one of the new side bosses that drops a single trait and a single bounty, which is enough for me. I find the meathead, make quick work of him with a dynamite and start approaching the Hellborn when I spotted a hunter. But when I wanted to flank, he was long gone. So I just did what I ventured out to do and escaped. Now, I'll make this easier for you. I killed as many as I could, ran into some hunters which I hid from because I was so close to level 50. But eventually, I've met my doom. Thanks, Plague Doctor. So I've done it all over again, and reached level 50 slowly but surely, and most of all, peacefully, cleansing cities and settlements from corruption. Sticking to the shadows, avoiding fights and focusing on a job. Most of the time, Deadman tracking down immolators, hives and armors, with the occasional meathead if they cross my path. It's probably the most efficient way to clear this quest. Low risk, minimal noise, no unnecessary fights. But let's be honest, you're not here to watch me quietly dismantle AI over and over. The ghost fades away, But luck plays its own cruel game. Meet the gambler, rolling dice with each hunt. He can't ever end on a loss ever again. Gambling his life away, he got shot during a poker game, but yet, he still walks to tell the story. His weapons are randomly chosen each hunt, fitting his gambling addiction. You call it madness, he calls it love. We roll the dice and use the randomizer website, resulting in our first loadout. Excited, I get into our first hunt, knowing after what I've learned that this will be a piece of cake. Well, I can then on a loss, roll the dice. Ooh, this was good. I'm on a roll. Well, surely this was just an unlucky moment. Thankfully we got death cheat. Let's roll the dice again.
Inside. Nice. Super bounty nu. Scanuj. Good, cash.
Cheated death again. Let's roll the dice again. Fortune favors the bold, but some hunters wield a different weapon. Meet the Shadow. Revolvers are overrated anyway. Not being particularly fan of guns, his reason being they look ugly. He mastered the blade, and found his love towards it. The only exception is his bomb lance, being his own creation. He disliked being seen, but in an antisocial way, unlike the ghost. Now, surely a man who has to get close and personal won't get far, right? That's what I thought too. This hunt started off quiet. We were just going to get the bounty and try to get the other one to kickstart us to a higher level, when two squads decided to surround us. What's funny is that these two saw each other and started the fight, giving us a hint as to where they were. And I exploited the advantage. But the first wasn't satisfied just yet. I heard the other squad and couldn't leave any witnesses behind.
No i na sekci plus znova.
The thirst for blood was satisfied, but not for long, so we took our leave and extracted. The next one was fast. We went in, got our bounty stolen, got jump scared.
Man! Almost! Moment. Co potrzebuję healować.
Killed the pesky hunter, killed them again because we didn't know it was a solo with a necromancer perk, and left. But the next one was pretty weird. We started banishing and patiently waited. I thought I heard something, but thought it was just a zombie. Though, once my buddy wanted to go pick up the bounty, when I went after him, my stamina dropped, and after that we grabbed our share and escaped. The shadow moved like smoke, but bled like anyone else. After the pain and suffering and many coins spent, I've got it. And after all, there's only one thing missing. But before I conclude this video, you might be curious, surely I didn't just die 3 times during all of this? Well, I have some stats for you. In total, I've played 75 hunts, and have died 30 times. Here are the full stats for you. Also, if you reach, say, let's get greedy, 50 likes, I'll do this again with a few different classes that I had in mind. And thus, this concludes my hunt for the hardest achievement. Subscribe.